morning, LinkedIn world, and hello, and welcome to a very short broadcast from myself, Rosalyn Palmer, my colleagues Chris Cook and Sarah Yuck-Lan, and we are three of the four musketeers who host the podcast Life Alchemy. And what we find is not only do we get great feedback because you've got four award-winning expert coaches all bringing their own blend of coaching and life experience together, we get together and talk about certain topics. We really learn from each other. We also find that a lot of the great conversations happen when we've stopped the camera rolling or the recording. And every time we get together, we literally go, oh, we could have turned that into a workshop. So finally, we have turned something into a workshop. And on Thursday, the 27th of January, from 10 till 1, we are hosting, the four of us, all bringing our special expertise, a workshop, which the link will be on the comments section soon, and it's on Eventbrite. And it's on goal setting, but it's really beyond goal setting because I can just hear the moment I went goal setting, everybody kind of went, nah. And in fact, Chris, you said earlier that you think that people are already, they're in two minds at the moment already on this part of January.
6 days in, I'm guaranteeing that there are people already thinking this is not worth it. It's not worth the pain. It's not worth the resistance or anything like that. That's what they'll be thinking, because we all do the same thing, don't we? We set goals that we think we should set and not the ones we really want to set. And that's what I'm looking forward to this workshop, is getting under the skin of, do you really want this? Or is this just a pipe thing or a fantasy? You know, there's a massive difference, I think, between a fantasy and a dream or a real goal. Massive difference.
100%. And I think exactly that is the why. Like, really thinking about, because what I'm thinking is, like, resolutions and goals, they are kind of interchangeable, but it's the language that you're using and just making sure that the reason isn't a should. So, for example, if it's like a weight thing or a fitness kind of goal, instead of thinking, oh, I should lose a stone, to much more positive, reframing it to, I really want to be fitter, I really want to be stronger, I really want to be healthier for the bigger why in your life and what that's going to give you. It's really powerful, and that's the kind of stuff that we're going to be covering in the workshop. So
it's about the intrinsic reasons, isn't it? It's about the inner motivation that keeps you going, like you say, Chris, when the kind of external, oh, you should do this, or everybody else is doing this, when all of that's worn off because it's a really rubbish day in February and you've vowed to get up every morning and run 5 miles and really don't want to. The difference, and Chris, you're an expert at this because you're a former Olympian and you're a medal, a Team GB medal winner. You understand about really, and you're a swimmer, so I'm sure there must have been some very frosty, cold, dark, horrible mornings when you had to have that inner drive to keep going to that goal.
Absolutely, like 100%. You spend most of your time in the process. You've got to build a process that you really enjoy. If you think about the life of a swimmer, they spend hours and hours and months and years on end training for 30 seconds worth of work, 60 seconds, 2 minutes, whatever that event is. It's really fleeting. You don't spend a lot of your time stood on the podium. You spend seconds on the podium, and then you get down and it's an addiction. You want to be back there again, granted, but you spend all of your time in the process. You've got to find and build a process, not only that you defend and love and believe in, but you've got to really build a process that it fits with you and where you're at and what you want to do. Yeah, granted, there's loads of stuff you don't want to do. I didn't want to get up at 4:30 every morning. But the reframe in my mind was always, I'm getting ahead of everyone. Nobody else is doing this.
So what's going to be special about our course, obviously that you get to work with all of us, is that you're going to bring your sports psychology, your winning mindset, your understanding, and in your present expertise as a coach. I'm going to bring both my therapy expertise, award-winning therapy and coaching expertise, into both. And Sarah, you also, your fantastic coaching expertise, and you have oodles of life experience, don't you, where that's really helped you push on through to what's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have so much life experience from health to career, and all about where I've gone from feeling kind of trapped, and then things have happened and it's thrown things up in the air. It's made me really rethink about my life and what my core values are. And core values is also a really key thing when you're looking at your goal setting. Like, are the goals aligned with who you really are, and what's important to you? And the other thing I think is also really important is one thing I'll be bringing is something I use with my goals just regularly ongoing is the moon phases. And that covers a lot of, going from each 8 of the moon phases. There would be a moment for rest and relaxation, a moment for, manifesting visualization, to tweak and refine. So it's very much like the Japanese concept of continuous improvement. But what I want to lead into that is what you said, Chris, about having a process that works for you. And one of the key things about this workshop is we'll be looking at goal setting and achieving those goals with a very agile, fluid and flexible approach.
Yeah. And also tangible, because, we're all about getting to the why. And recently I heard it's also about the who. It's not just the why, it's the who. It's the, who do I get out of bed for? Who gives me the impetus to do all of that, which is obviously behind the why, but it's kind of digging even deeper. So we're going to do the deep dig. We're also, Hema's not here today, but Hema's going to help us in a reflective process about really looking at what's gone before as well, a kind of an audit, if you like, of the year that's gone before, because I think it's only by recognizing the good, the bad and the ugly that, you decide what are you going to take forward, what are you definitely leaving behind. So she's an absolute expert in that process. So I'm mindful that we're 7 minutes in on what I think billed as a 5-minute call, but let's take it to 10, shall we? Because we are always over deliver, don't we?
Always.
That's what everybody can look forward to as well. Also, the price, I would just like to say, I do sound like I'm part of kind of one of those big organizations now. But the price, I read a survey on Marie Claire about the average of what a UK woman spends in the sales. And trust me, it's not a fraction what we're charging. And you're going to buy one item of clothing or something and feel temporarily better about yourself. And then feel really rubbish about yourself because it's going to sit in your wardrobe and do nothing for you. Whereas this is going to change your life. So we wanted to end with something tangible for everybody. So I had put on LinkedIn yesterday kind of 5 key ways for me that goals work and are matter. So first of all, it's having a meaningful goal. I think you both just talked about that, haven't you? And that's also motivational, so again, it's like, instead of putting 7:30 get up and run, it's like 7:30 get up and make my body beach.
I love that. I love that.
It's like I have a background in marketing and PR, and they say you always sell the sizzle and not the sausage. It's like, I don't know if you understand that, but it's like if you saw a picture of a pack of sausages, they don't look very attractive. If you sold a sausage to somebody, so imagine you're on the underground now and it's a really rubbish day and you're stood there and you're on your way to work and they've got one of those big posters on the wall in front of you, and what the poster will be is 2 people up a mountain looking really healthy, stepped out of a tent, and the one of them will be drinking coffee and the other one will have a little pan over the thing with the sausages in it. And you immediately hear them and you smell them.
You smell them, you do.
You want them, So the other one is manageable goals. I don't know if you want to comment on that, either of you.
Yeah, I think those check markers, those kind of milestones are really important, because often you have that, what I call the anxiety gap, the gap between where you are and where you want to be. And I think it's really important that you have those little stepping stones to go, oh, I've come this far, and have like what Hema would be doing in the session, just having that reflective mindset as well of working out how far you've come. Even in 6 days, you've still made a massive bit of progress, but it's hard to see in those moments, isn't it? That's the problem.
And that is actually one of the other categories, moment by moment, see that 1%, see that needle change.
Yeah.
And then finally, morale boosting, which I think probably ties into what you were saying, Sarah, at that kind of very deeper emotional level.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, again, sort of as part of that review, kind of celebrating your wins. So when you're going through that review, thinking, well, actually, this is what I have achieved, which I think we often fail to do. So we very much keep focused on going ahead, but we don't stop to look back and think, actually, wow, look at all these wins I've done, all these things that I didn't even expect I was going to achieve, that I have. And that's definitely, really important for morale boosting to keep you going.
Yeah.
So we've taken 10 minutes of your time, but I tell you what, that 10-minute investment is going to pay back, as is our workshop. Any final thoughts on our non-selling?
No, I'm just really excited to work with people and find out what their personal journey is going to look like and help change their lives. I know it sounds cheesy, but it does. It changes people's lives a little bit at a time. It's amazing.
Yeah. I'm really excited as well, because with the 4 of us coming together, we're bringing together so much, such a richness, lots of tools, lots of perspectives. So there really will be something for everyone in this to take away.
And it'll be fun.
Yeah. And it'll be fun.
Oh,
yeah.
And there's freebies. There's more. Right. Thanks, everybody. Have an amazing day. And we look forward to seeing you on the 27th.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.